Anne. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good. So, to recap from last week, I kind of gave you that assignment to set your alarm and get up for that yoga class. I know we had talked about how, your previous life with your children was kind of like where you were your happiest. Things were going the best. You felt your best. Your depression was low. And that a lot of that was due to the structure of having, to be somewhere with your kids and to be involved with your, the after-school activities and such.
Yeah.
So we talked about how, you isolate quite a bit and that increases your depression and then it's kind of hard to get out of that rut. So I know I told you about the yoga class and we talked about your motivation last week being about a 3. So
Yeah.
let's rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being completely unmotivated and 10 being I can accomplish anything in the world today. Where are you today for your motivation?
I would say at about a 6.
Okay, so that's quite a remarkably difference from
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Did you, out of the 7 days, so today's Wednesday, so last week Wednesday we met, how many days did you go to the yoga class?
I set my alarm every day, but I only went about, I think, 4 times.
Okay. Well, let me reframe that. You said, but I only went. You did set your alarm every day, which is a great accomplishment. I mean, I think we can't expect, huge changes in
Yeah.
a week, right? So you did set your alarm each day, which is a huge gain. And I think 4 times a week is a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
So you got up for the class 4 times. How were those days different than the 3 days you didn't?
On the days that I did go, I felt a lot better, which is,
Yeah.
I think, pretty normal. It's
Yeah.
just like getting out of bed and going, especially when
Mhm.
it's cold in the morning, and
Yeah.
I can make all the excuses, but when I do go and I come home, I just feel better.
Yeah.
My emotional acuity is higher. Like, I don't want to spend time in bed. My relationships are better. My communication is better.
Yeah.
It just is a good start to the day.
Yeah,
So.
and let's just I know you're saying better, so let's give an example. What was the average day like when you stayed at home? Your alarm went off, you were like, no way. What was that day like?
Usually wake up at like 8:30 or 9 and it was kind of lethargic almost, and just kind of moody and kind of testy with my husband.
Okay.
And he would go off to work, and then I just felt lethargic all day.
How was your work productivity?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was about a 4, maybe 5.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe you got stuff done, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like you were checking your to-do list off all
Right.
super
Yeah.
fast. Okay. So then in comparison, the day that you did get up and go, what would that look like?
I think getting up earlier and getting something done early in the morning, especially with my physical health,
Yeah.
it just makes me feel better. It makes me feel more grounded.
Yeah.
I was more happy to be at work.
Okay.
I was more happy to come home and, make dinner and be with my husband
Yeah.
instead of
Conversations with him were more productive,
Yeah,
happier,
yeah.
better. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And then what about sleeping at night? How'd you go to bed that night then in comparison?
I think it does help my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because I have been having trouble sleeping lately when the kids left, and now, working out in the morning, it's helped.
Good.
Fall asleep.
Good.
easier at night.
So I think we definitely did find a good temporary type solution to fill that
Yeah.
void that you were missing. And I think there's other things that we can work on too. I mean, I know, so the yoga class is in the morning and then you do your couple hours of work in the afternoon. I know you had mentioned previously that volunteer work would be really beneficial. And I know that you have stated that you feel better helping others. It's
Yeah.
you personally, your self-esteem is higher and you feel better about yourself when you're donating your time to help someone else. So I think that would be another thing that we could work on to incorporate into your schedule that would not only give you more structure,
Yeah.
it'll also help reinforce your self-esteem and make you feel better. And just when we improve certain parts of our life, other parts of our life are affected as well.
Yeah.
Your work was affected, your relationship was affected, all by just getting up and going to a yoga class.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing to realize. I mean, it's easy, and I know we've talked about too, it's easy to set these goals, but to actually do them is really difficult.
Yeah.
And the goal setting part is important, but also like the action behind it is just as important. Because we can make a to-do list, but if you don't do anything on the to-do list, I mean, it's still good to make it, but it's not like you're not accomplishing those things.
Right.
So I think that's awesome, and I think for in the future, I think 4 days a week of yoga class would be a great goal. And then if you can bump that up to like 5 after a week or two, and then maybe try to do it 7 days a week and see how that works. Or maybe on the days that you don't go to yoga class, take a walk that morning. You know, something a little bit different, just to kind of keep you up and going. Because I think it's very noticeable that getting up early is it's like starting your day with that is what makes you like have a more productive, healthy day.
Yeah. Sure.
Perfect.